Benjamin Franklin once said, "By failing to plan, you are preparing to fail." Winston Churchill also said, "He who fails to plan is planning to fail." So clearly making a plan and preparing is important if we want to actually get closer to our goals and desires in 2024. In this video, we will go through step by step how to learn from and reflect on the past year, as well as how to set up your structure and your goals for 2024 and actually reach them. Hey guys, I'm Brandy Lydon, host and founder of Mom You're Not Alone. I'm also a local realtor and investor here in Knoxville, Tennessee. So let's dive into how to plan for your goals and actually how to reach them. So number one is going to be reflect, and reflecting is going to be huge. So reflect on the past year and define areas that you would like to improve, as well as things that you're doing well in, areas you've reached your goals for the year, and areas that you fell short. So what was the reason for not reaching that specific goal? Using a tool like this chart that I'm going to throw up can be very helpful for this. We'll also drop a link for the chart as well. Number two, define your ideal state. So what is the ideal version of yourself? How do you want to be living if you made it? You know, what's your fantasy version of yourself, right? Like, where are you trying to go to? And so this, I like to think of, you know, when we talk about, there's some other episodes on here that we talk about, you know, what is your purpose? What is your big why? Why are you getting up every day and striving for, you know, what are you living for? Okay. And so this, I think you really have to dive deep and know what that is so that you can set these goals. And then number three is going to be make a plan. And this is huge. So once you have both of those written down, do a gap analysis. So how far away are you from your current state to your ideal state? So identifying anything you think you're currently missing from that. So we're going to talk about like skills that you need, habits that you need, mental shifts that you need to make, possessions that you feel like you need, habits that you need to stop, possessions that you need to get rid of in your life, relationships that you need, and relationships you might need to change, etc. Remember, this doesn't all need to be done in 1 year, but it's super helpful to know exactly what you're working to achieve and why. So now that you have everything listed out that you need to do to reach your ideal state, you can choose from a few specific goals and break them down into achievable steps for the next year. So there's many studies that we have found that work on 3 goals at a time. They say that if you choose 3 things to work on, that's the best way. So as if you try and do too many at once, it can get very quickly overwhelming. You're gonna stop just because you haven't, made it towards, let's say you set 10 goals and you haven't made it towards, 1 or 2 of them, so it feels very overwhelming. For example, say you want to get a raise or a promotion in the coming year. So what specific actionable steps do you need to take to get that outcome? So for each of your goals, you want to put together a system or an action plan so you know exactly what you need to do, when, and how long to reach the desired outcome. Then what obstacles might come up that would prevent you from reaching those goals? So these are the things that you want to think about, what stepping stone, what roadblock are you that you're going to encounter? So can you plan for these in advance? Do you need any others to help you? Do you need others to help hold you accountable? And this is a big one. Okay, so if you have no mentor, no coach in your life, I'm gonna recommend getting one, because accountability is huge for these goals. So this could be, a friend, a mentor, a business mentor, somebody that's gotten, to that point in life that you're striving to get to, and they can help hold you accountable. So what is your plan when your schedule changes or things come up? This is another thing we want to talk about. So you'll want to schedule time to review your goals throughout the year, and this will help you stay on track. But also, if you have a goal and it changes, or you realize that you don't actually want that specific goal, then you can adapt and make sure you adjust it on your action plan. That way you're staying on track for reaching the new target. In my personal opinion, I would say quarterly. So in business, I make a plan for the year, and then each quarter I'm adjusting, okay? And then month by month, you're going back to this plan just so that you're staying on track. And the other thing is going to be that, let's say that you are looking at this plan monthly, okay? So it's reminding you to do all the steps that you need to hit these goals. But you may fall short 1 month, and then you can roll it over to the next month. But then each quarter, you're able to evaluate and say, okay, I've done pretty well. I'm almost to that, 1/4 of the way there, or halfway there, or whatever that it is. and you can adjust each quarter. Now, input versus output goals. So one other very important thing to consider as you're setting goals is the difference between input and output goals. So input goals are based around things that you can control. For example, spending 2 hours a week working on your side hustle, or going on a walk every day, or 10 minutes, I want to read a book for 10 minutes every day. Those are input goals. Output goals are defined by the desired output or result. So for instance, become a millionaire or learn a new language. So focusing more on input goals allows you to build the habits that will lead you towards the desired outcome and give you a clearer plan of action that you need to do every day or every week. I'll throw in a personal output goal. So a personal output goal of mine is to reach 20 million in net worth. Okay, so to do that, I have to break down specific goals. How much passive income do I need? How many properties do I need to buy? You know, all of that kind of stuff. So that's an output goal that has to have several input goals to go along with it. All right, guys, I hope these tips are helpful. And if you have any tips for planning or setting New Year's goals, make sure to share them in the comments below. Thanks, mamas. Have a great week.